The sultry Sea Lord Southwind stares down the Master Lord Captain Benevolent, seemingly first of his name. Find out what happens this week on The Hapless Heroes.
Are the birds wearing people masks?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco, and tonight I'm going to be your host and DM. We got a great cast of characters. Joining me to my left, we have Phil as Hedric the Entertainer.
Ooh, I see some fresh ears to soothe.
Mike as the Lord and Captain Kwin Southwind.
I'm intrigued.
Zach as Peridot Lincoln Woods.
I'm hungry.
And John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
Kwin, it's so nice to meet your sister, cousin, aunt.
On that note, the last time we left off, you guys, had made your way down to Ardwall. Kwin had received a summons from the Sea Lords about the Summit of the Southern Kingdoms.
Yeah.
And you guys, obviously this seems very big. You saw flags and colors and stuff from all of the different nations of the known Southern Kingdoms all converge here, of all places, in what is pretty much a highly refined pirate cove city.
Jarrell is still questioning why it would be here of all places.
But before we get to Jarrell's questions, you know that one of the people of these three Sea Lords was someone named Tessa Southwind, who you are now staring directly
Dead
at.
in the face. Yeah,
and
sure.
she is extending her right hand to shake yours.
How is her demeanor?
She looks perfectly pleasant. She has she's kind of almost like leaning over ever so slightly. She has her left hand behind her back, right? Leaning over forward. But it looks more like, not like she's grabbing onto something. You can see her fingers on the other side of her back. Like it's sort of like it's just a customary handshake, right? Like maybe a regional handshake. And she reaches out to shake yours with her head slightly tilted, but looking in your eyes. Lord and Captain Kwin Southwind, it is a pleasure to finally meet you.
The pleasure is certainly mine.
And
And he takes her hand.
and shakes it. Don't just stop your sentence there, Michael.
And
Given how awkward this is, Jarrell would like to, because he's watching this interchange, I would like to have a classic Jarrell insight of whether it looks like
Slow motion
Kwin
handshake about to happen.
even knows this person.
Sure, go ahead.
well, she says
Go ahead.
7. Nothing out of the ordinary here.
I mean,
It looks like it's taken a while. But
yeah, maybe.
Okay.
he takes her hand
Uh-huh.
and does a very gentle kind of like quick
Handshake.
down.
Yeah, just a very
And
timid
then
handshake.
Not timid, but
Uh-huh.
You're not doing a strength check?
yeah, I'm not ripping her arm off. Yeah, I would say,
Squeeze.
timid, maybe meek, like just kind of very like genteel.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
respectful.
Cool. I mean, she takes the handshake and then stands back upright. Before we exchange too many pleasantries, please, before we get too deep into, I'm sure, the many questions you have, please introduce me to your compatriots.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hedric.
Oh, well, Hedric, it is a pleasure to meet you, too. Welcome to the Blood Bay.
Well, thank you very much.
Jarrell has his helmet off. He bows. He's still on his horse. And he says, Lord Jarrell, the Light of House Passa, a pleasure to meet you, Miss Southwind.
Captain.
Captain Southwind, yes, of course.
Yes.
It's clear that none of these people know what, like, when she asks me a question.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Just
So,
pointing that out. This is Perda Lincoln Woods.
Pleased to meet your
A
acquaintance.
fine fighter.
she bends down to, like, shake your hand.
I stand on my tiptoes as so she doesn't have to
It's very courteous of you.
overcorrect so much.
Sure. If nobody else is on their horse, Jarrell will get off his horse.
Yeah, no
Wait,
one
you've
is
been
on
on
the
your horse though?
Yeah.
Just standing there over everyone else.
Yeah, like way taller than everyone.
They're just trying to keep it steady, just trying to keep it from moving.
Yeah, right. You're just kind of like, that's pretty good. Actually, well, now that you mention it, Phil, thank you. Jarrell, would you like to make me a animal handling check?
I was just under the impression we were all still riding our horses, and Jarrell is a 5.
You look ridiculous before, and then you probably climb off your horse at that point
Yeah.
because it's just like this is not the maybe type of way to have a conversation when everyone else is on foot.
Yeah.
I just
no.
I like the fact that you'd be introducing yourself while you're trying to wrangle this animal.
Well, he would wait until he had settled it down.
Sure, he would.
Of course,
Sure.
of course. It's just it's a slightly uncomfortable like few minutes, but then like these things happen, everyone just kind of acknowledges it, and then we move on. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The Sea Lords move on.
Okay.
The other two now step up as well, and they kind of like eye you up and down, and James also goes around to introduce himself. James Gare. It is quite a pleasure to meet such famous heroes. He just looks like you can see that like, almost like every word that comes out of his mouth is almost like strained. Like he's just
Why is it strained? Paradell's wondering.
he's just like I don't know. He's like squinting as he kind of looks you guys up and down, like he's sizing you up.
Okay.
Now, do any of them give us a handshake?
Yes, James will definitely do that. Old One-Eyed does not.
Okay, but James gives Jarrell a handshake,
Yes.
and Jarrell will like do with strength. He's not going to crush him. The second he feels like he's crushing him, he's going to let go. But he wants to see where he's at.
Okay. So you're gonna gauge the
Jarrell's that
person's
kinda
strength
guy.
by a handshake.
That's the kind of guy Jarrell
Okay.
is.
That totally checks out.
Yeah. No.
18.
23.
18. Yeah.
I have a 23.
Yeah. I mean,
So I can tell I'm stronger than.
you receive a firm handshake. You receive a firm handshake.
And Tessa doesn't shake my hand.
Yeah.
She does?
Yeah. She when you
Yeah,
introduce,
she
well,
went
after
on
you after
He
you
doesn't.
introduce yourself.
He doesn't squeeze his hand. Jarrell's a huge dick.
You don't squeeze whose hand?
Tessa's hand.
Her hand.
Yeah.
You
Right.
do squeeze it.
No.
Oh. Okay. Sorry.
He's being a little sexist about it.
Yikes.
Jarrell's that guy that does that with that handshake.
Right.
We've all met that
everybody.
guy.
Yeah. Everybody knows the guy who
Everyone knows
squeezes your
that
hand
guy.
way too
Everyone
fucking
knows
hard.
that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that.
Right. John agrees. Jarrell's a dick.
Right. Any hoozle.
So One Eye will not shake my hand as I reach, and he doesn't reach back. I'll just kind of like give him the
finger gun.
finger gun, the wink, and be like, "All right, big guy."
He might be winking at you.
Well, I'm not trying to, not trying to intimidate. I'm not trying to taunt. I'm just kind of like, all right, no problem.
We're off to a great start.
Yeah.
He seems rather expressionless. He just kind of like seems to be. I mean, I guess like just kind of his head a little high about it.
Fair enough.
But he's pretty beefy himself, and he's just kind of standing there with his arms folded.
What race are the three?
From what it looks like, 2 humans and a half orc.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, which one's the half orc?
One eye.
One eye.
Okay.
We already went over that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
I missed that too.
Ages.
Tessa appears to be maybe in her early to mid 30s. James is, I would say, more in his mid 40s. and one eye you can't really tell. His
For
skin,
a half work.
he's bald. So he's like, and he has, he's like no facial hair at all. Like he's just like completely clean shaven. So it's hard to tell because like, you can't maybe see like maybe if his hair is starting to gray or whatever. But I wouldn't say he's super wrinkly either. He just kind of looks like he's got a lot of scars.
I was going to
Now-
say, how many
body.
scars?
So many.
My question is like my immediate first impression of Derek One-Eyed Dudley is this. I mean, a half orc named Derek Dudley has to find a cool nickname. So, I mean, why did this one eye thing emerge?
So do you ask him that?
No, I'm just silently stroking my shitty little beard.
Sure. Okay.
And now,
Not
how?
my shitty little. It's a pretty good beard. Maybe twirling my shitty little
Right.
hairs.
Because think about it. Without the one eye, he is just Derek Dudley,
Yeah, the half orc.
the half orc pirate.
Which immediately makes me think of like Dudley Do Right, which is like, yeah,
I'm Derek Dudley.
right, yeah.
Yeah. He says nothing.
Now, how old is Quinn?
So how long?
I don't think Quinn actually answers those questions.
So no, but like for all intents and purposes, we've been going at this for how many years now?
3 years.
Okay, so it's been 3 years since we as a party have come together.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Right.
Depending
Wait,
on
no. I mean, I'm sorry.
No, I mean in like
In
in
game
game
time.
time.
In game
been like
time.
a year
It's
and
been
a
like
half,
a
hasn't
year and a half.
Really, that's it?
Oh, yeah. A lot of things have happened in a short period of time.
Yeah.
We're
okay.
Breaking Bad this thing.
So I am actually in my like going on late 20s.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm like 29, we'll say.
Gerald doesn't care. John cares.
Cool.
Well, I care as well.
Right. Yeah.
That's why I was wondering if it was a long time we've been at this, I would be almost her age.
So I guess that would put you guys pretty close in age, though.
Yeah,
Maybe
she's
her
a
older.
little bit older.
Okay.
Didn't we
From what I
establish
can
that
tell.
you're like at least over 100? Aren't you
He's
like
a
half
half-elf.
elves?
I'm a half elf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
We go
sure
by
how that
basic.
Oh,
basic
okay.
human age.
Half elves will maybe live a little bit longer, but
Yeah.
not.
Like I would say maybe I could reach 100 easily, but I
That's-
wouldn't go much farther than that.
No.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, introductions are made. It's a very long way about just explaining these introductions.
It's our style.
It's our style.
With the embarrassing exposition of how little we know about our actual story peppered in there.
You mean the fact that we're writing our own story as we speak?
I'm just speaking personally.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so, everyone kind of stands back as they were, and Tessa's like, "Please follow us inside. I'm actually about to start. Can we offer you maybe something to eat after your long journey? Like we can have maybe the chefs prepare you some brunch."
Yes.
Is it Thursday already?
Don't care. I'm hungry.
Brunch doesn't always have to happen on Thursday.
Tessa turns around. She looks you right in the eyes, and she says, "It's always Thursday here."
Ooh.
Ooh, she's even got the accent.
What happens on Thursday?
Gerald
It's
ignores.
brunch day, brother.
Everybody stops and like stares at you.
Record scratch. Freeze frame.
Don't think the Hedric knows about.
Thursday brunch. Do you live on this planet?
I wasn't sure if it was a special golden canary thing or.
The Golden Canary
Does one of the finest.
perfected it,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
but Thursday is the standard brunch day in this universe.
Sure.
I was just joking.
I was dead serious. We did establish it as canon.
Thursday brunch.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
At 11:30.
Because
well known.
because these are the things
11:30.
that are important to us. right?
Widely celebrated meal throughout the 10 day.
So a statement like "It's always Thursday" really carries a lot of weight.
Right.
Right. So, you all agree. I'm saying, I assume, right, to a fine brunch.
Oh, yeah.
Of
Oh,
the
yeah.
Thursday variety. Great. We haven't done one of these in a while too, so it's nice to just kind of like have a little,
Yeah. Peridot's getting a little goat tail stew with poached eggs.
You find that they definitely have it. Some things have been shipped in here, probably with all of the people that have come in and be like, "I want to eat my own food." or my own kind of food. So yes, you're able to easily get that.
Can I get some a funkin fruit salad?
You know what? Sure, because I have no idea what that is.
Oh, you haven't heard of funkin fruit?
No, haven't.
It's nice.
It's nice. I believe you.
It's a delicacy that
I believe you.
Paradol is very accustomed to.
Yeah, I'm not familiar, but it sounds amazing. Would you tell us about it?
Yeah, it's a drupe, the funkin fruit.
Oh, okay.
A very small pit, so very meaty fruit, and it's a little bit like a mix between a blueberry and celery in flavor.
Wow.
So tart and bland.
So like maybe celery that just tastes like blue.
Celery is not
Fibrous.
bland, first of all.
Is it fibrous?
Salty.
salty.
Yeah.
Better.
Interesting. Yeah. So you have one of those.
Salty.
Have you never eaten celery?
Celery?
Celery is pretty high in sodium.
Yeah. Any hoozle. So you're having one of those. That sounds good. Yeah, they have it for sure.
Oh. Ooh, I love my funkin fruit.
I'm gonna find some way to make you call back to that. So you hope you wrote that down.
I hope you do, because I love it.
Okay.
Funkin fruit. It's my favorite.
Great. Any other noteworthy dishes, or were you just brunching?
Comically large pancakes.
Of course, for giraffe.
And a full ham.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Uncle Buck-sized pancake?
Yeah.
Wow.
And a full ham.
And a full... Do you wrap the full ham in the comically large pancake? And just, it's like a boar in a blanket.
No, he's back and forth.
Okay.
One bite, one bite.
So
one
pretty
bite,
much
one
it's a
bite, one bite,
deconstructed
one bite,
boar in a
one bite,
blanket.
one bite.
Does he let go of the ham between bites?
He's not holding it like a giant leg of mustard.
One bite here.
No, you mean you ate one of those fucking gigantic sandwiches.
Here's what
Oh,
I'm
yeah, the
imagining.
Dagwood.
Yeah.
The ham in one hand and like Harlem Globetrotter spinning the pancake on the other hand finger. And just,
Going back and forth.
yeah.
I could totally see him doing that.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Perfect visual. Thank you guys.
Yep.
Lobster Benedict for me.
Of course.
For
Yes.
breakfast.
You get fresh.
delicious.
They bring you
Sounds good.
fresh caught just earlier this morning.
Now, Lobster Benedict,
Lobster.
is that the lobster replacing the egg or the
No,
ham?
The ham.
Or is it just lobster without sauce
It was
on
actually a lobster named Benedict.
And it wears a little hat.
Benedict the lobster.
It comes dressed with a little hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say they're fresh baked muffins with egg and just like large chunks of lobster.
Amazing.
Just smothered in hollandaise.
Sure.
And then their finest champagne,
Oh yeah. You get.
which I'm sure is
Yeah.
the only champagne they're
Yeah.
actually serving.
Yes, and it's very boozy.
Yeah. And bougie.
Yes.
Bougie boozy.
Yeah, it's bougie boozy.
Got it.
Private collection.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Delish.
Somehow chilled.
Magic.
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 Always magic.
We do have a cooler.
Yeah, and prestidigitation can do that easily. Yeah. Totally.
We do.
You know, I don't think Hedric has ever maybe had a brunch dish that he's said out loud, so.
Well, he sees all the amazing things people are getting, and he assumes that he can just ask for something, and
He sure can.
They will get it. So he's asking for something he's thought about in the past, but he's never actually had before. He wants a sandwich, but he doesn't want a traditional sandwich. He doesn't want a single piece of bread. He wants it encompassing the entire.
So like a bun, like a filled with sandwich.
Yeah.
You want a calzone? Is that what you're asking
You
for?
want a sandwich calzone.
Certainly wants a whole mess of potatoes to go with it.
A sandwich calzone with a side of potatoes
Breakfast calzone?
What's on the sandwich?
Well,
in the sandwich.
In the sandwich.
he does want egg. He does want cheese. He does want scallops. He does want shrimp. He does want various like light, I guess, fish, so to speak. It was going to be seafood. It was going to be lobster, and he saw the things that you were getting, so he wants to try
All of it.
the finer stuff.
You get a
And kind of
medley. Yeah.
Mix it all up into this wrapped, baked sandwich with the fluffy eggs and potatoes on the side.
Sounds
and
good.
he's really kind of preoccupied in his thoughts. He's not sure if this island occurs, or at least this little bay occurs in like a time-space continuum in which it's always Thursday, sort of a Groundhog's Day scenario. He's really worried. He's really worried what happens tomorrow morning.
So he's taking that literally. He's visibly nervous
She
about
seemed
this.
to
Hold
be
on, hold on.
honest. to me.
Potential Groundhog Day scenario? I'm just going to write that down.
Oh God.
Genius.
He's like, how is it just the bay? I mean, we were on the other side of the island, and there were days that went by.
So potentially I could meet my sister, cousin, aunt multiple
Over
times
and over and over.
and make this play out in multiple ways.
She could be all three.
She could end up
Speaking
hope
of
not.
speaking of your sister cousin aunt, sister
cousin. Sister, cousin, aunt.
Speaking of her, they don't sit down with you to have brunch.
Okay.
She just ditches us.
They let you guys eat. They'll meet up with you like after you finish your meals. They've walked off to do other business. You are effectively just with yourselves for the moment.
Okay.
Jarrell is going to ask Quinn. So I imagine you are related to this Southwind woman, yes?
He takes a large bite of his lobster Benedict. And he kind of just
Does
munches.
he eat it with the hat on or off?
The hat is off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clarify.
This is classy shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not your hat, the hat of the lobster.
Oh, I'm just remembering my large fucking ass.
yeah. No,
I am
too.
So I was like, no, that's definitely on the side, like almost up to where I'm sitting.
Were
But
you
the
wearing?
lobster's hat.
I didn't realize the lobster was wearing a hat.
We established this.
No, Benedict the lobster was, but I'm
Yes.
eating lobster Benedict, so
Oh, I'm
it's
sorry.
not quite the same.
So Benedict the Lobster is then very much
He's-
alive and well.
He may be dancing on a bar top somewhere. Yeah.
Hello, my baby. Hello,
Right,
my
exactly. That's exactly what I was imagining.
That's exactly what's happening. Where's Pregnart? When you need him?
Anyways, so
He would love that sort of thing.
I wash it down with a sip of the champagne, and I say, I have never met this woman in my life.
Oh, it seemed like she knew you.
She was very happy to meet me. So she doesn't know who I am either. My fame, I can assume, has tipped her off that I exist.
So you're not related to her.
I'm not saying yes, and I'm not saying no.
Well, did you find her attractive?
I'm not saying
What
yes,
kind of
and
question
I'm not
is
saying no.
No.
I don't know if she's my sister, so at this point,
No.
she's a possibility.
Really? Even though there is the possibility.
Quinn has done some weird things. in
Okay,
his
I mean,
sexual life,
now we
so-
know we're Quins.
And so has Luke Skywalker. Let's move forward.
Right, I feel like we're in a Star Wars moment right now.
Also,
Just saying.
Quinn, an established gambler.
Yeah, roll the dice. Rolling the dice.
High risk, high reward. You know what I mean?
I am curious to find more. I'm curious to find out more about her. My assumption is that she is related, but I don't trust her motives.
Gerald's gonna leave it at that. He'll go back to eating.
Okay.
He just wanted to know if that they were related or not. He assumed they were based on the name, but that's always,
Peridot's going to try to recall some history about these three.
These three individuals right
the
here.
Sea Lords.
Yeah, the Sea Lords, especially Tessa.
Okay.
These
seeing
three
it-
are
see-
they're famous, right?
Well, they
They're
are-
very, very well known.
They are right now here. Yes, they are. They are now the Sea Lords.
Right.
Yeah. Sure.
It's a 20.
Okay. So this might have. This is still relatively new.
21.
Okay, sorry, 21. This is still relatively new. as far as the three of them are. James is probably the most senior person as far as the Sea Lords are concerned, and has been one of them for one of the the lead captains for some time. However, Tessa, definitely very new, probably within the last few months. Has she maybe ascended to this stature before? I mean, she might have been known locally, but now she's up top. And One Eye, no one really knows how he got there, but he's just been there, and everyone just understands that he's been there, but no one understands how he got there, or when he got there, or how long he's been there.
So it used to be a duo before just a couple months ago.
No, it was always a trio.
One Eye has just kind of like always been around,
Okay.
So who was
but it's like as far as like, but like they don't know if it's like did he just show up one day? Like no one even knows when.
So to
Doesn't mean it's been
clarify,
a long time.
Tessa has replaced someone
right.
else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Understood.
And One Eye might have been like
Understood.
back and forth. It seems like it's relatively unclear.
In and out,
Right.
right,
Got it.
up and down.
Because it's
Yeah.
volatile.
right.
Fairly-
Now, do we know at what point in Quin's fame Tessa appeared?
Right
last
now.
week.
Yeah.
Oh, as far as like when?
Yeah, like did he become famous and then all of a sudden Tessa Southwind shows up
Sure.
at this place?
You guys were still the Hokov then.
Right.
But
This is
it would-
before like the bottle dropping. She
Yeah,
showed up.
But it was after, I would say maybe around the time the last wall happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was maybe when, big news started coming out because there was a huge like undead attack repelled by some crazy holy divine force.
that's when I showed up.
Right. So, like, that probably made some headlines. May or may not have dropped some names. Maybe she learned about you maybe after that.
So
you
about
know,
6 months ago, though.
at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe longer.
Good to know.
Yeah. Okay.
So Paradil,
Uh-huh.
having recalled this
Uh-huh.
in the timeline,
Sure.
was a little distrusting
Distrusting. I mean, I can understand that.
of her name.
Of her name.
Seems convenient.
Okay. That's fair.
Do you mention your distrust?
No.
You just mentioning it to the ears.
Am I sitting next to Quinn?
Yes.
I kind of pick a convenient moment, a strategic moment to sort of have an aside with Quinn and say, I remember hearing about her arrival. Seems kind of convenient. I'm a little distrusting of her last
You know what I'm
night.
distrusting of? The fact that you knew she took over and you didn't say anything.
Well, this was recent. Paradil, if you recall, has been doing some studying in his off time.
Okay, so super recent.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. And also, like, he's been, like, you guys have been going through a lot. Sometimes there are
that's
some
also
details that just, like, aren't important right now.
Oh, okay. This woman has Quinn's name.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
just gonna put that aside for a
You know,
second.
Well, you have a famous father too. So,
True.
am I going to ask about every Southwind?
Yeah, no
Or
one else.
one of them.
No one else has been bothered outside of Quinn. No one else has bothered to been. No one else anywhere in the world has ever been asked by any of you about who Captain Southwind was. Who did,
We've asked Quinn.
You've asked Quinn and Quinn only.
It's established. Paradil did some reading in his off time, and that's when he learned about the three Sea Lords in general.
So Paradil might know more about your family than you.
Than
Quinn.
you do.
he knows more of their existence and not necessarily that she's family.
He might know more about your family than
It's a well-known name.
I mean, it's also two words put together that anybody could just take.
Sure.
So
I mean,
What is
what's
a
in it?
name?
Yeah, what's in a name?
What
Let's
is a
just
name?
see what
So,
happens.
right, exactly.
see what happens.
Exactly. So, and as we see what happens, you guys finish your meals, and the Sea Lords return. Tessa comes up again. I hope everything was to your satisfaction. I'd like to maybe just take a moment. Let's get to know each other. But in I say maybe in the next 20 minutes, all of our guests will be meeting for the first time. We'd love for you to be there. I think they're all very interested in meeting you too, and we have some great business and I'm sorry, we have some great matters to discuss with everyone.
Interesting slip and correction.
Well, I just because like I don't want to describe it as business when it's more like matters. They're not. I wouldn't say it's a transaction. I don't really want to frame it as a transaction.
Beard stroking.
Yeah. It was a personal slip, not a character slip.
Sure.
Sounds excellent. Is there any place for us to tidy up?
That's what I was going to ask, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, let me show you to your quarters. And they give you the personal tour of like this whole resort, all the recreational areas, the cabana, like little areas. I mean, you guys actually have your own private cabana, like as part of this complex, like towards the beach. That all of you can sleep comfortably in, but also have privacy. And that shows you around, like please make yourselves comfortable. We can have your people bring your things here, like whatever you need. Like we will take care of it for you.
All right.
We want to make sure your stay with us is as comfortable as possible. Not sure if there's anything you wanted to discuss, prior to meeting. I'm sure this is all very confusing for you. So please, like, let me apologize for the abruptness of our message. We also just received news of what you've done in Jorvik's home, and I must say, heroes, you have done our people here, this loose, independent group of free people, a great service.
You're welcome. Says the person who was not there.
No, you're all there.
So let's get the elephant in the room out of the way.
Yes, I'm sure you have many questions about that. That thing. Our name. Right.
Yes.
So, I don't know you. But I know I'm a Southwind.
I don't know you, and I know I'm a Southwind.
She pauses for a moment. She leans to, and she just like holds her hand out, like don't do anything stupid, and reaches to her hip and produces a dagger.
Is it the same dagger?
It is the same dagger.
I pull out mine too. I just whip it right out.
Great.
Uh,
Great. Okay.
So yes, so there's a sense of kind of like excitement in Kwin, not necessarily that she might be a sister, but just somebody that might be able to shed a little bit more light, or maybe not, on kind of what his father has been up to, who his father has been. Yeah. So he pulls the dagger out as well. Yeah.
So do you not know anything about
Father,
Scrongevonks.
Old Daddy Southwind.
Capt.
Captain Caesar Southwind?
Caesar.
I thought his first name was Scrongevonks.
Scrongevonk.
It's not.
Caesar Scrongevonk Southwind.
Yeah, it's in quotes. And it's got a hyphen too.
Because it really means it.
It's spelled like SEAC and then Zar, like CZAR.
Oh.
See?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So
Short for Scrongevonk.
CAE.
I'm sorry. SEACZAR.
Oh, like the Caesar.
Caesar. Yeah.
Ah, that's hilarious.
So is Captain Caesar
Oh my god.
Southwind.
We certainly love our titles.
Have we gotten this man's first name yet?
No, this is the first time any of you have heard it.
That's actually his first name, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it? Or is it just a title?
I mean, I don't know. This is the first fucking name you've heard about this guy. So you have a sample pool of one.
How does
So wait,
Quinn
what did
react
she
to-
say? She said,
when were you separated from our father?
I have vague recollections of being on his ship when I was maybe about 5 or 6.
Yeah, I was gone maybe long before then. everyone, do you not know about all the Southwinds?
All of them?
Yes, we are all children of Caesar Southwind.
All of them?
Well, not all of us. There are more.
How many of us are there?
She takes a moment. I mean, I haven't been in contact with many of them for years, but I don't know, maybe 20?
37.
And I am just finding out about this now?
I mean, it would appear so. Yes, we saw what you had been up to, and you seem very worthy of us. It seemed like something a Southwind would do.
Well, yes, of course.
So there are 20 of your daggers floating around. Your dagger
Thank you,
wasn't
Jarrell.
that special.
Having
you.
themselves a time.
You and I will have to sit down to talk more about that in detail. There's so much you need to know about your heritage.
I agree.
But right now, I'm going to apologize to you. There are incredibly important things to discuss.
About my heritage, I know, yes.
No, not. She. You see her kind of smirk, but kind of her face gets very serious and rigid. She says, "No, listen. There will be time, hopefully, to explain. Everything that you want to know. How we're related, everything about your father, our father. But I must tell you, your arrival here in the Blood Bay has been nothing short of fortuitous. And the technology that you possess, we believe, could do some really good things should we all cooperate against a common enemy, if you will. So we're going to make you comfortable. We will have many discussions with so many people. We will let you know, what our plan is. I would rather not let you know. I want to just have this conversation once with everyone. So I hope you don't mind if I just save that for the group discussion. But if you just freshen yourselves up in about an hour, meet us. We'll have someone show you to the meeting hall.
Sounds pleasant.
Thank you. And she just kind of goes to kind of almost give you a hug, but then she just shakes your hand and parts ways. Mm-hmm. And the other two kind of follow along with her, but again, they're
So both of them were there?
Yes.
Okay.
They were there for the conversation.
Okay.
So was everybody else here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But they make their way out. They leave a couple dudes hanging out with you guys. To eventually outside of your rooms, your cabana or whatever. So when you're ready, they'll show you the way to where everyone's meeting. So you have people outside, but no one inside. No one's gonna watch you change or take a bath or anything like that.
How attractive is he?
You know what? Let me roll for that.
It's been a while.
I'm really sure.
And am I doing a persuasion check on this as well?
I mean, I rolled a D100. I get 88 out of 100. So I'd say
He's pretty attractive.
pretty fucking attractive.
He's a 9.
He's a 9.
Can I?
For sure.
I'm going to keep an eye on him.
I was gonna say, you're freshening up right now.
I'm going to keep an eye on him.
Are you trying to get?
I can't get sweaty.
I was gonna say, you trying to get dirty, or you're trying to freshen up? Because those are two different things.
We're gonna hold off on this.
Right. Okay.
I mean, listen, that's my sister, so she ain't happening.
No.
So,
Christ.
listen, I'm not below the guard.
Yeah. Once I started hearing that, I was like, I'm gonna cut that thread right now.
Right, yeah, no, none of that shit.
No.
Quin's dirty, but he's not that dirty.
Right. So, you freshen up, I'm assuming, take your time. Are you trying to play, was that an excuse to prepare for something, or are you guys just looking for just a quick break in the action? You know what I mean? You have some more time. You bought some more time for whatever you need to do before this meeting or whatever is about to happen. Is there anything else? Is there anything besides just taking a little freshening break that you'd like to do?
Yeah, Jarrell just wanted to make sure that he was looking as clean and fresh as he possibly
Of course
could.
you do. You probably, you have your squire's probably powdering your nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I have to say is thank God Hoblet
Is not here. I'm just kidding.
and Mort. are not here.
It's a different vibe when
Because I mean, like, it would be much more hilarious, don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But I feel like this is a good moment for neither of them to be here right now.
so you guys could just have a dignified
Right. I feel like this is going to be an actually, well, I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like Hoblet would have
Quin's feeling positive.
definitely had a very intense stare down with Derek One-Eyed Dudley.
Yeah.
Right.
They
And
seem
probably
like-
something to say to Quin's sister.
Oh my god.
No, I think Mort would have said something to Quin's sister.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's who I was worried about.
Mort's engaged.
But yeah.
What does that mean?
and celibate.
Okay. Doesn't mean he wouldn't say something stupid.
No, of
Try
course
to
he
choke
would.
her.
Oh.
You choked everybody.
It's a disturbed person.
Pet the
Anyways,
rabbits, George.
yeah. Any hoozle. So you guys freshen up then. Nothing else.
Very,
crazy
very
happens.
fresh.
And about an hour passes. You are shown to a large room, sort of in the center of this campus, towards on the beach side. It's enclosed, but there's been glass panes put up on one side that look out onto the bay, so that you kind of have the sunlight kind of drifting in, a lot of natural light in this room that you guys are meeting in. And there are some really fucking important people sitting at this table. There is a bunch of-
Jesus.
Yeah.
Ganesh.
I mean, surrounding this mass center table, there are almost I would say stadium style wooden seats, kind of placed around where the maybe entourage assistants, people who just generally help these important world leaders conduct their business.
Batman. Spider-Man.
Close. I have lots of names to rattle off to you
Oh, great.
because you're going to be not personally introduced, but they're going to point them out to you. So Tessa is going to, walk you into the room and start, just from a distance, explaining to you who's in attendance.
Neil Gaiman.
Carrot Top.
First, we have, the Queen Daravesh of Erelon, the person who gave you the keep, and who Baroness Anasterian is her trusted confidant. You have what? Is that a 13-year-old girl?
She chewing bubblegum.
She is, but she's wearing very fine clothes. We're talking it's warm here because it's very temperate in this region, but she's got
Well, do we recognize her as Boris?
yes,
Okay.
but she's wearing fancy clothes.
Very early episode.
Uh-huh.
That's in the teens, is it not?
Uh-huh.
When did we meet Boris?
13?
Yeah. Pretty early.
So she's in charge of Riverford now.
She's sitting in her own seat at this table.
Year and a half older.
You have Archcleric Francis Popison. Yeah.
Now, this is not the same archcleric who is at the loss of
What?
the city.
No, that's because that's Tarantus. We're talking about High Rock.
Yeah, but there was the Pope was there. Who
Oh,
was
right,
That's
yes.
not the same guy, right?
No. Yeah, this is sorry. Yeah, you're right. I recall that. This is just Francis Popeson.
The son of the Pope, huh?
Papa San, if you will.
It's just another one of the archclerics in this archclericy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I made it funny.
You have the official title is High Speaker for Valen and the religious leader of the human world.
Okay. Thinks very highly of them.
Yeah.
My kind of people.
You have the Troll King.
Darrell's kind of
You have the Troll King himself, Sug. Here.
Sug.
SUGG apostrophe SUGG.
Oh, apostrophe. Apostrophe?
Yes.
Oh.
You have Thendo the Thrasher, the king of the dwarves. You have Gnorm, the speaker for the Independent Gnome Corps of Engineers.
Good Norm.
Yep. Emperor Thom Ironheart of the Derekine Protectorate. And it's Thom, not Tom.
Emperor Thom.
Mm-hmm.
Thom.
Ironheart.
Iron.
You have Elrond Illuminumion, the High Elf High King.
Nope, I'm not writing that one down. I'll try to remember that one.
Zach's face right now.
Say it again.
Elrond Illuminumion.
Potentially related to one Melvin.
Elrond Illuminumeron.
Illuminumion.
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 Yes.
I was pretty close.
Little golden callback, comic book square.
Oh, yeah.
Asterisk. Callback to our full play specials.
For that one, yeah.
To Melvin Illuminumion.
Right.
Half elf. Librarian.
This one I did just to be an asshole, not only to you guys, but to myself.
Great.
Lolothrin.
Lolothrin.
Lolothrin. Leloylon.
Of the druids?
Lolothlin. Leloyan.
Archdruid and Speaker of the Forest.
Does the forest have a stutter too?
No, it's just a lot of just a lot of
Can I
elves.
just call him Lol for short?
I'll post this all in the Discord and on like
Just tuple L.
there's a lot of L's in that, and I did that to myself just to be yeah. You have the leader of the Omega Project who leader of the Omega Project who is only known as Chief Executive.
And Snarf.
And Arix Isk, which appears to be someone visiting from the Dragon Princes, which is actually more like northeast, but it's still like away from the epicenter of like where the Ul disaster happened.
What was his name again?
Arix Isk. It's a very draconic name.
Auric.
Aurix, like AURIXISK.
And did they just send the speaker of the Crow King?
XSK.
I was about
Xisk.
God damn.
yeah
Oh, you were getting to him? Sorry.
Isk.
ISK
Aurix.
yeah
Or Aurix.
yeah
Oryx. Isk.
Arix Isk.
Oryx.
Oh, that's painful. Yeah. And also, no, not the speaker for the Crow King, but the fucking Crow King himself.
I figured.
Wow, that's cool.
What's he wearing?
Crows.
Yeah. So no, let me.
Crows.
A whole
Yes.
bunch of
There's
crows.
just crows.
He's wearing
just
crows.
on him.
I mean, no, but he does have like two like almost like built into these like steel shoulder pads that he's wearing that are like they said point out so like like it's like these standing crows.
Real
right?
crows.
Yeah. No.
The size of real
not like
crows.
taxidermy crows, but like the size of real crows.
No, like living crows is what I was imagining.
Like
Right.
actual crows in
Yeah.
armor riding
That's what
him
I'm thinking.
around.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. The crows are even armored. Yep. I like that better. That's better. Yep. So
They're wearing little hats.
yeah, he's got a
Animals wearing hats.
right.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love when animals wear little hats.
Right. He's wearing like a bird mask, like almost like a masquerade, but it's full head.
Like all of his guards were wearing.
Are the birds wearing people masks?
No, but they do have cute little hats.
Good.
And by cute little hats, I mean like fucking metal hats.
Can't one be wearing a fez or something?
Just one.
All right, cool.
Okay.
But a metal fez.
But a metal fez.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's fucking metal as fuck. And while everyone is sat here on their own with their entourage behind them, the Crow King still has the murder also surrounding, like very close by. Like he is well protected.
Yeah, baby.
They are ready to strike at any moment if anyone tries to either unmask or hurt the Crow King in any way.
Thank God Mort's not here.
You think he would run up there?
Immediately try to unmask him. Yes.
Hey, it's that guy. I'm going to take his mask off.
I think he would. I think he would be converted to a different type of bird person.
Right. Exactly.
More would-
that would
more
be
is-
Goose Leader.
Yeah,
Right.
he would just start cawing instead of honking.
Right.
Now, are my retainers separated from me quickly on?
No, I mean they're allowed to sit in the stands. You guys have the four of you have seats here.
Okay. As we walk in, is General Stonehoof with Sugsug?
No.
No. Okay.
General Stonehoof is unaccounted for.
Okay.
Who was the the general for like the armies up
Yeah,
there?
the orc kind of.
Yeah, Arch General.
Yeah.
War Chief.
I would like to approach Queen Daravesh.
Okay. You're instead going to just be sat down
Okay.
as the meeting is about to be called.
Great.
Jarrell will salute Kip.
Chip is not here.
Okay, Baroness Anastaria is not here,
The queen herself is here.
but Baroness is not.
The Baroness is not, apparently, it does not appear that she is in attendance.
Well, then I will salute, put my respects to the queen.
Right.
Because, again, I am Oath of the Crown, and that is my
She smiles
queen.
at you.
You probably recognize Boris too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recognize Boris.
No.
I was after that.
He was
No.
not.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but he was. I mean, when he was hired and like
Boris
shown
was
our
just
way,
a little, yeah, but Boris was just a street urchin.
Yeah, Boris was from Riverford. I was either from, I would either know the people from High Rock or Arelon.
Okay.
One of those are my
Right.
outside
Boris
of
is
the
from
elves.
Arelon, though.
No, it was
Oh.
the barony of Riverford. It's a separate region. It's within the borders of the kingdom, but it is sort of, I guess, managed by a baron, someone of like a lesser noble stature.
I'm glad we had this little reminder because this is just another little bit of my exposition, my trademark exposition that shows just how little about this story I know myself.
It's been 3 years.
Yeah, it's hard to keep
We
track.
killed the Baron.
Uh-huh.
That I know.
And it appears now that somehow Boris has gone from street urchin to baroness
Right. Which is, I think, kind of cute.
at 13.
Yeah.
And now, what was
good
Baroness
promotion.
For her.
Yeah.
What was Baroness Anastaria the Baroness of?
She's essentially a lower member of royalty
For Arelon.
below the queen.
Yeah.
Yes, that's where like a baron or baroness sort of is. She probably has maybe some land to her name, somewhere in the kingdom
Sure.
as well. Some pride, she can do whatever she wants with it.
I'm just making sure that Boris didn't like stab Kip in the back and take over her job.
No, definitely not. These are
Yeah.
two.
They're friends still.
They are representing themselves individually.
Yeah, because they were kind of friends.
Yeah, it's a big cast of characters here. So the meeting's called to order. Like the Sea Lords actually have a seat sort of in the center of this like rectangular table, so they can kind of like look around at all parties. It's pretty easy for everyone to see each other. You guys you have enough comfortable space between you, but it's a pretty big table. And James Gare actually stands up to begin speaking. He says, "We've called this meeting to order. We've brought you all here to our beautiful coasts and our lush, unspoiled lands to broker an agreement among nations. We, the Sea Lords, as you know, possess the strongest armada anywhere in the world. And you, great nations, are being plagued. Even we now just experience the horrors of the undead. We propose that using this technology that you have acquired to literally make ships fly be made public for all the great nations here." And he starts gesturing to the whole table. "To use to fight a common enemy. We're here to broker this deal with the esteemed heroes of Telduria. We think that this would be a beneficial deal for all of our nations and really secure our victory against the dark forces that lie beyond the mountains and the wall."
Peridot looks at the Omega Project people immediately. Tries to gauge their reaction.
The scientists on the benches are whispering amongst themselves, and the chief executive is just sort of stroking his chin. Like, as soon as he mentions it, it starts to be jeers, right? More from like the audience, the people in attendance, like who's going to gain access to it first? Wait, this is a gigantic proposition. We've been asking for this for months. We've been denied. Like, how can you just bring us all here to ask for something for yourselves? People are just like getting very rowdy, right? But then you see the leaders sort of quieting people down. The king of the dwarves, though, Thendo the Thrasher, stands up on his chair.
Like, who is Sug Sug?
Sug Sug is the troll king. Yeah.
Okay.
Stands up on the chair and he says, You You put these things in the water and we can barely stand on them, and now you want to put them in the air? That thing is an abomination. It should be destroyed.
Jarrell will look at Quinn and then stand up and just ask, "Are you asking for our ship or permission to build more of them?"
Yes.
We currently are using our ship.
No, of course, it's your ship, but I mean, we'd like to build more of them.
We've acquired many of the things you need to build a ship like this. We have bartered an agreement with the Cloud Giants. We have gotten natural gas. There's only a few things you would be
The
missing.
room goes dead silent the moment you mention the Cloud Giants.
Ah, yes, I did that.
Because
Yeah, they're pretty
word
nice.
word is starting to get around about that, but some people still haven't heard about the fact that you've literally brokered sort of a deal with the Cloud Giants, who were previously just these murderous rampant just thought of humankind as fickle and fleeting.
Yeah.
Brokered a deal and broken a heart by stealing sweet Hedric here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We have squatulated down our way with Hedric, the entertainer, the sweet love of the cloud giant lady that he was married to, I guess. What was her name?
Yeah, what's her name?
Berquifina?
No, it was Egret.
Pretty sure it was
It
Berquifina.
was Egret. Egret.
And my 6-foot man, baby.
That wasn't actually your baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Marika's mother.
Could have been.
Yeah, that was Bjorn. Right.
Could Jarrell roll charisma to try to ease the crowd in terms of how he presents this information?
So here's what I'm going to say. You mean tell me okay, I would like for you to tell me how you ease the crowd, and then based on what you say, I'm going to determine the difficulty of the roll.
Okay. They have agreed not only to help us, but that the enemy of the undead is a great one and that we should all be working together. I think that's the purpose here, is it not? And then I guess I'll roll off that.
Could I assist him by playing some lute underneath and then start strumming
And
to...
Franz will join him and say, "Here, here." And that will give me my +4 as well.
Sure.
Don't want to see it yet. Not great. Ooh, not any better.
Wow.
What do you got?
7, 12.
You have not quieted anyone. Okay, sorry. A couple people.
Oh, wait, is that a persuasion or just a charisma?
we were just going straight charisma
Okay.
for that because I was rolling. That's what I was rolling for everybody here too. You've managed to maybe get a few people to start singing your side of things, but there's just too many questions still.
Yeah.
Everyone has many questions. You can see that the Crow King stands up, and everyone kind of quiets down because
He doesn't usually talk for himself.
right.
He looks creepy as fuck with all those
Right.
crows on him.
And then he starts talking. And then
understand him.
And then one of the his personal guard steps forward. The Crow King says, "This technology can be used to wage war. This is a very callous peace we have as it is what his person says."
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's more rabble. It's rabble. People would just start rabbling around.
Did he just say what I thought he said?
So they're literally talking about taking Quinn's ship, and Quinn hasn't said anything yet.
That's a good question, John. Quinn, people are literally just you guys just got this ship. And
It worked for a couple months to
and
get
it
it off
seems
the ground.
like people have been brought here to literally talk about this ship, this one of a kind ship, and gaining access to what it can do.
What say you, Captain?
So,
My captain.
internal monologue for a second. The thought that's going through my mind right now, or Quinn's mind, is he has the potential to captain a ship for the Seven Kingdoms.
Yes.
On the flip side of that, it doesn't necessarily sound like I'm going to have much of an option in this. If I say no,
You are in
It
possession of one of the
sounds
most
like
unique weapons that has ever existed.
there are a lot of people that would not be very pleased.
Yeah, you're going to have to diplomatize this. So,
I'd like to step forward and I'm going to say, I may have a suggestion.
oh no. Okay.
I don't see any reason why we all can't get what we want out of this. And we want those undead things gone for good. Now, we could do it, but we're going to need help. So I suggest we all compromise.
Is that a
And
spell?
I would like to cast mass suggestion. Up to 12 creatures. All have to make a wisdom saving throw.
How many
and the
people-
leaders are 1, 2,
Yeah,
3,
how many people are at
4,
the
5,
table?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
So what 3 don't I want?
The Sea Lords?
The Sea Lord. Well, I mean, the Sea Lords are already obviously arguing, right, for it.
Yeah, they want to take what's ours and use it for their benefit.
What
I
are
guarantee.
you? What are you trying to get them?
I'm trying to think if they want bits of our technology, we have to be fairly compensated. We have to establish rules, what they're going to be allowed to do and not do with this technology. Our
So
biggest
you're-
concern.
You're trying to sway the World Congress with
It doesn't,
magic.
and it doesn't say that they are aware of it happening.
Good. Because if
Yeah,
they're...
Because charm person, for example, specifically says that after the charm has run
Yeah.
its course, that the person is aware
now
of the
aware
fact
that it
that
happened.
you've charmed
This
them
is like
with
walking
magic.
into the UN and saying, I want this, ba-boom. And
So
It's like
we're-
ultra charisma, basically.
right.
I'm allowed to magically influence up to 12 creatures at my choice that I can see within range and can hear and understand me. The creatures can't be charmed, are immune to this effect. So if there's anybody here who's
Immune to being charmed.
can't be charmed, then that's not going to work on them. If they pass the wisdom save, nothing happens. They just hear my word of advice. But if they fail the wisdom save, they take my word of advice. For the next 24 hours, they are going to compromise. Meaning they won't just ask for something without offering something else. There will be a negotiation of the highest interest for the next 24
I really like
hours.
the idea. I applaud you for even thinking that you would want to magically suggest to all the fucking world leaders, like just to compromise.
It's really
amazing.
It's really the only thing is that they can't tell whether or not I've cast anything.
I
I'm
would
just
like
gonna
to
be
also
playing
give
my
you
song.
adult onset inspiration for this act as well, just so you know.
Okay.
Hang on to that for next time.
Okay.
And I need you to tell me which of the 3 leaders you are excluding.
Your amplifier can't make the other 3 leaders fall into that.
No, it doesn't.
But on top of
That's
that,
really
having
just
12
range.
out of 15, you're already in a
Fine.
majority.
Yeah, fine.
The rest have to make. He's gonna have to make a persuasion check against.
Just choose the other 3 wisely.
Yeah. Well, I am pretty sure that Daravesh is good to go.
That we could probably
won't-
persuade her.
Yeah, I won't cast anything on her. And I feel the same for Boris. I'm not really sure how or why this little girl is here, but you guys seem to recognize her. And
Ageist,
so-
sexist.
And then let's see. The Omega Project, Chief
What?
Executive.
Okay.
I'm not going to cast it on that person either.
So you're gonna do it on the 3 Sea Lords and everybody else.
Yeah, just compromise, guys.
Okay.
We can all, benefit. All right, so-
Excuse me while I make 12 wisdom saves later. Because we'll find out what happens next time on Hapless Heroes.
Oh, shit.
So, guys, if you like what you heard, you can find us on the internet. We can be found on Twitter and Instagram at Hapless Heroes. We are at Facebook, Hapless Heroes Podcast, and /r/Hapless Heroes Podcast on Reddit. Those places will point you to our amazing and awesome, super cool place to hang out, our Discord server. You can talk about so many different topics, gaming, non-gaming, like whatever, cats, dogs, like, doesn't matter. Like, just...
Guppies.
Yeah, there's a lot of wonderful community in there. We're hanging out in there, a lot, just having, all kinds of conversations. Also, more hot takes on whether the Muppet Babies are or are not superheroes.
They are.
Yeah.
At least Gonzo is.
And if you really like us, you can leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. Those help us grow in the ranks, gain more visibility. It really just brings more and more awesome people like you to listen to this show, which we appreciate having you. And if you really, really like us, you can donate to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/HaplusHeroes. We have some fun rewards. We have like unreleased audio, bloopers, special Discord roles, James's notebook, like so many crazy, wacky, and wild things to be had for donating your hard-earned dollars. We will do our best to make it feel worth your while.
And if you like us, right now, you like us, Sally Field, and the whole deal, conceal a microscope and a very, very fine etching tool in your coat or pants pockets, if you have especially large pockets, for the microscope at least. And go into a store that sells mechanical pencils and open up the mechanical pencil packaging and take out the leads and etch into the sides of the leads a review for our podcast. And implore those people who, open up the package. And I don't know about you, dear listener, but I always inspect my mechanical pencil leads with a fine-tooth comb, and not only any microscope, but an electron microscope, just to see if anything
Is written on them?
That's even at an atomic level.
Wow. Have you found anything written on any of them
Yes.
so far? Wow, that's even more impressive.
And that's why I believe in those rainbow alien elf things that I
right, sure.
mentioned in the other episode.
Yeah, sure, those things.
Yep.
Yeah.
They spoke to me.
Yeah.
They left a code.
We do have a whole list of all of the ridiculous things that Zach has also on our Discord. I just realized. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and intro out to the podcast at this point because it's like all that we got left to do here. I'm gonna go from my right. We had John as Lord Jarrell the Light,
Until next time.
Zach as Peridot Lincoln Woods,
Still hungry.
but you ain't bread.
Don't care.
Mike as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind,
It is my ship.
and Phil as Hedric the Entertainer.
I don't want to wait a week to get answers to my questions. Just follow my suggestions. Ooh, ba ba ba, ba ba bum. Come on, everybody. Ba da ba 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 ba.
Like this.
And I'm Francesco, and I've been your host and DM. Tune in next week where we see what happens with this crazy bunch of people.
Oh, bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
So long.